Greetings, adventurers. It's Derp. Just got back from locals actually here on Tuesday, and we had a pretty good night with the new version of our Dragonmaids list. I was super happy with it. Had an unfortunate matchup with it. But we placed fifth with it. Lost our final game to just entirely brick hands, literally. So, it just happens with the luck of a card game. But, yeah, without that. Greetings, adventurers! I hope that you enjoy this video, and if you do, consider hitting that like button and maybe even subscribing. I appreciate it, and it shows me that you like the content. I'm not really a YuGiTuber, but I enjoy the game a ton right now, and I hope I can continue making this kind of content along with the other content that I do when that starts coming back. But without further ado, let's get right back into the video. Let's get into this. I'm really happy with this deck and how it's turned out, and I think it's much better than the previous one I showed y'all, even though I really like that list too. Let's get started though. Let's show y'all what we're running. Triple Chamber and triple Parlor. These are just our starters for the Dragonmaids. Absolutely, we want to see at least one of these in our opening hand. Like, we just gotta. We get these, we go into a spheres. Like, it's just happening. Unless we get, like, ashed or something. If we open up with, like, one of our spell or traps, though, it doesn't really matter then at that point. To go with them, we're running one Nurse, because we don't want to see any more of her than one. We don't want to open up with anything too crazy, you know? Like, any crazy amounts of her or anything. So we just want one to mitigate the chance of that. To go with that, we're then running one of each of the big dragons in Nurse and in Lorpar. Apologies for the glare there. My light is right above me right there. So, it's just how it is. But, yeah, we're running one of them. We're not running Tinkek, even though in the previous one I was, as well as Kitchen. They're just not needed. They don't do enough for us to value them in this particular list, so I cut them. Alright. So, that's the monsters for the Dragonmaids, though. A pretty not good, like, little package. I think it's plenty for what it is. We're getting our plays going anyway, and it's nice. They're just making it happen. Running double changeover, which is a difference from what I've been running previously, really. Sticking to one, I felt pretty safe. Right now, in the current meta, it doesn't feel... I'd like to run one, but two just seems necessary. Only time I'm not running two is if I know my opponent isn't, running, DD Crow or something, because if they do, it's pretty close to an L if they are, so we're trying to avoid that. But it also, helps to be able to top deck it and get plays going from there, get into our big stuff. Triple Hospitality, this lets us get a big dragon into grave if we're summoning a, little dragon, or get a little one into grave if we need be. But really, this helps us get into our spheres plays, and it's really big. We love it. To go with these, we have Triple Tidying. This card's so good. Oh my god, the amount of plays that this card allows us to do, whether it be on our opponent's turn or in ours, like the disruption it does. Have this with a spheres on the board. Oh my, we're getting at least 2 points of interruption, being able to bounce some stuff from their board, or 3 in the case if we can get like an Albaz off of the tribute of spheres. Disgusting then in that case, which goes into our next piece there, and being able to special summon from the grave or hand to get things going as well, getting effects triggering on our opponent's turn. But like I just spoiled there a second ago, we are running double Albaz and triple Branded Fusion. This is something I might not run if I had a different like maybe if I had Small Worlds or something. I might cut this out. Just we'd have more consistency to be able to get our Dragonmaid, so keeping that more concise to that rather than splashing something else in here. But Albaz is pretty nice. One, people don't really seem to expect it off of a spheres, and since we're mostly just playing fusions in the extra deck outside of like our Pisty, spheres, and Boral Sword, it's really nice. I mean, being able to really helps break boards on our opponent's turn if we be, or even just a good old normal summon Albaz. Like, I mean, that's pretty good. You know, it usually forces something that our opponent maybe doesn't want to have to get rid of, and then we can keep going into plays. So, that, we're running just those 5 cards for that. The branded fusion, 3 of it, self-explanatory. Let's see here. Then we're running, this is something that is, you know, potentially might be seeing some changes later on, but I seem to like it at this ratio. The 2, you know, BMDs and RMD. I like it. I mean, like, he's good. It's pretty nice. 2 Darkness Metal, though, could be justified, I guess. In this deck, I would probably cut, like, an Effect Veiler. I'd probably run it, though, if I wasn't doing, you know, the branded package, because there's reasons why we're running the hand traps and the ratios that we are. You'll see that here shortly. But, you know, being able to search him out, this gives us also another Spheres option. If we open up with one of these, we can, you know, use it, link off of it, you know, use that to link out, use that link to then go into him, and then bring back, you know, sometimes just having a 30, you know, 400's pretty strong, pretty nice. Like, that came actually up today against a Salads player, who's an amazing player, by the way. The dude won the Dallas Regional with Drytron and placed 10th in Tulsa, doing Salads this time. And he's a good player, so definitely was nice to be able to actually have very competitive games against this guy, whom I respect highly at my locals. So, really good. Actually won us games, just having the sheer big body option of RMD equipped to Darkness Metal. So, then, you know, being able to special summon dragons from hand or graveyard is also pretty disgusting in some cases. And it's really just good in general in a dragon deck. Now, here's our hand trap suite. We are running 10 hand traps. We are running a single Effect Veiler, which is a light target for our Albion. That's really the only reason we are running it. And then triple Ash and triple Droll. I'm going to throw in, you know, Infinite Impermanence, since it can basically, you know, fit in that role too. Does really, I'd say. Yeah, so this is the suite we're running, you know. Being able to, you know, be a better Veiler oftentimes and lock out of the certain zones. Ash, obvious, and Droll, so good against any deck that's adding to hand. It is so good. This came up against the Heroes matchup I had tonight. Absolute blowout. Hit him back-to-back, like 2 turns in a row with Drolls. Just, dude scooped on the spot after the second one hit. It's a strong little piece to have in here that I'm loving. The Veiler, I screwed myself in one match where a game that I never should have lost against a deck I never should have lost to. I accidentally sighted out my Veiler and not paying attention at all, and not realizing that for some reason I thought I had 2 of them. I know I don't have 2 of them, but for some reason I just didn't think about that. Sighted it out. Couldn't go into my Albion. It was big unfortunate, and I probably should have thought about that. It cost me a game. It actually cost me the whole match, because game 1 I bricked, and really hard, just an unplayable hand, and got OTK'd. And game 2, I did that, opening up Branded Fusion, didn't have a play because of that mistake. Yeah, other than that, it was funny. It was funny. Live and learn, you know? We're getting better as we go. Tempest, really good, honestly. It's just another option. I did find myself citing this a little bit, though, just because there's other things I would have rather have had. Like, just game 2, I usually cited it out, just because it's like, it's not, I don't absolutely need him. He's super nice to have when we do have it, and when it comes up, it's nice. I only used him like once the whole night, because, you know, he's a 1-of, we didn't draw into him much. You know, not enough playtesting really yet to say, is he worth the slot? But with the amount of win targets that we have, I do think him in this spot is very viable and unreasonable, you know? And then double Noctovision. Shouldn't need to be explained. With we go into a Pisty, we get to special summon him from our hand, and when we link off into a Spheres or really whatever with him, we get a draw. Great. We love that. Getting that extra card in hand. Absolutely. And it's a big dragon for, you know, going into a YuGiOh. So, gotta love that. So we got that knocked out there. Then we're running double Super Poly. Great card. If I could justify the third with the current list, I would. But I don't right now, so we're not running a third. But 2, I think, is perfectly fine. There's no way I'll run, you know, less than 2. It's just too good. It really can just absolute seal some games that might have seemed iffy and close, just turning them into a complete blowout. And then we have Called By. I really think this card should come to at least 2, but I don't think we're going to get that anytime soon. And then we got a one of Harpies, because, of course, we're running it. We're going to. Especially at my meta. Sorry. At my local meta, we have a lot of back row decks. We got some Altergeist, some good old True Dracos, Eldritch, the likes like that. So, yeah, it's definitely a very nice thing. Recently, we had a new Pendulum player come in, especially DDDs, so that's interesting. Onto our extra deck, though. Double YuGiOh and double House. If I wasn't on the branded package, I'd be running triple House, and it's just really good. They're so good. An Omni Negate that swaps into a 3k body, and they both special summon during the standby phase. YuGiOh doing it on either standby phase, so it's just really good. It honestly wins games by itself. And we're gonna go into the branded package of the extra deck. This is one where the ratios I'm not quite sure if I really want to be running. Double, you know, Albion. Only reason we're doing it is so that we have a target, like a specific target for good old Mirror Jade to dump, so that we can then get a branded fusion again if need be. And that's the only reason why I'm running 2 of Albion. Otherwise, I'd cut him down to 1. If he did not have that effect to, you know, add a branded to the hand or set it. So they're self-explanatory. We know what they do. Being able to blow up something and being able to recycle material is really nice. Getting things back into the grave. I mean, into the extra deck, especially like a used up Spheres. So good. Onto our Super Poly targets. Dragostapelia, I love. So good. Being able to negate something, basically, without actually having to spend a negate. You know, good old Mud Dragon. Hits, really just breaks some boards, like, dramatically. And Starving Venom. So good. Since just, I mean, Darks are so strong, so it's so easy to make in almost any instance. So we absolutely are going to do it. And it can become big and is disgusting when it leaves the board. So we absolutely love it. It really does make or break some matches for our opponent. And yeah, this is our links. Not a very big link package, though I guess you could run a bigger one if you wanted to, and not run the branded package. I love this ratio of it. Didn't really go into the Boral Sword at all due to some of our matchups. It wasn't necessary to, you know, close out a game, and wasn't worth, you know, extending so much as to go into a, you know, 5, since a lot of people at my locals seem like they run Nibiru. So, especially a friend of mine, I know who he for sure runs Nibiru. So, you know, it's, you know, better safe than sorry in this tonight. But overall, though, it is a very, very good card. You know, access code's better. I don't own an access code. I don't feel like buying an access code. So that's how we run it. And that is it for the main and extra deck. Like I said, I'm loving this deck build currently. I feel the most confident with this list. You know, throwing against anything. And just because it actually puts up a fight against literally everything so far. The sideboard we can go over. It's nothing special by any means. It's nothing crazy at all. We're doing double DD Crow. Good against so many of the matchups now. Token Collector, Sword Soul, and, you know, the Adventure Package. Dark Ruler, let's break that board. Raigeki, let's break that board. Change of Heart, Yoinkies, it's mine now. And, you know, good old spell and trap removal with Twin Twisters. And D-Barrier. I'm just gonna shut down your turn. Okay. Self-explanatory, I think, and I think it's a fairly strong sideboard. We'd run droplets if we had them, but we don't, so we got the good old DRNMs. Yeah, that's the list, guys. Like I said, I'm super happy with this deck. It's doing so much good for me already. Like, it's so fun to play, and a lot less points of interaction in which to get stopped on, and a lot less bricky and compared to the previous list that I was running that y'all aren't going to see unless you'd like to see it. If you'd like to see the previous list that I was running up until tonight, let me know, because I'd be more than happy to show it to y'all. It's just, yeah, we're just not playing it. It saw locals once, and I stopped it because I just, like, no. But, without further ado, thanks for watching, guys. I'm surprised to see that, you know, YuGiOh is really doing this for me, getting the channel going like this. Wouldn't have expected it by any means, but I appreciate the support a ton, guys. Like, YuGiOh is what's building my channel now, and it's surprising, as I wouldn't consider myself a good player, or knowledgeable. It's been I haven't played since 2013. But yeah, let me get my earbuds out, because I just realized I couldn't hear myself hardly. But we are doing a progression series with structure decks. I hope y'all will enjoy that too, and stick around and watch that whenever that drops. I'll be trying to drop an episode once a week, so expect the first episode of this to hit next week around Wednesday. But yeah, guys, that's it from me. I hope y'all had a wonderful time and enjoyed this, and I will see y'all in the next one, alright? Farewell, adventurers!
11, 10, 9, 7, 5, 3, sound 1, start.